Push it to the limit. Bam, bam, bam. Walk along the razor's edge. Don't look down, just keep your head, and you can feel it. Down in it, down, bam, 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 bam. Open up limit. I played GTA 3 way before I ever saw Scarface. And then I did the dumb, idiot, young person thing of having watched Scarface and going, oh, that's the song from GTA 3. They used it in Scarface. And then I very quickly was like, oh, obviously Rockstar used it from Scar, yeah, you know, because that's how that... So I was buying Dr. Pepper. You all know I like a nice sip of Dr. Pepper now and then before I smack my balls with a bit of wood with nails in it. And in this particular supermarket, it was all gone. All of the Dr. Pepper was fucking gone. What am I going to do? What was there? There was like a space where all the Dr. Pepper was. And right next to it was sugar-free Dr. Pepper. Oh, delicious. How fucking yummy. How nourishing. How whistle-wetting. Love some of that sugar-free Dr. Pepper. Evidently, no one wants it. Because there was literally a whole thing of sugar-free. Not one bottle had been taken. Whereas all of the legit Dr. Pepper was all gone. So obviously everyone took the real live, the IRL Dr. Pepper, because it's actually good. And no one wanted the fucking... So why are they bothering to stock that god-awful sugar-free shit that tastes like absolute shit, wank shit, cock-ass, fucking ball-bag shit? Fucking waste my time. What a load of fucking bananas. What a load of sausages. What a load of absolute fucking toot. What a load of fucking mess. What a waste of my time. What a piece of shit. Fucking the ass. Cock ball bag. Ass. Ball gag. Penis in my mouth. Gobble, 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 gobble. Split, split, split. Oh, dribbled it on myself a little bit. It's alright. It will wash right out. Don't you worry. That's what it is. A waste of my time because fucking sugar-free shit sucks. The only benefit to sugar-free shit is there's one chemical in it, which I believe if you drink enough of, and this is like, you have to drink fucking gallons and gallons of this one particular fucking chemical or whatever, or ingredient, it apparently could make you sterile. So that's the only good thing, see, because if it can make me sterile, I'll drink fucking all of it. This is a legitimate thing. When I found out that, like, you know, the radiation from mobile phones can make you, you know, if you have it in your pocket all the time, the radiation can make you sterile. I actually genuinely, legitimately wanted to make a belt out of mobile phones and have them all on full power all the time to get all that sweet, sweet radiation, to never have any fucking babies. Because frankly, having a baby seems like the worst idea a person could ever have. Hi! Welcome to a daily day in the life of Ewan cast. Ewan's ass cast. Ewan's piss pant poo ball shit bag ass cunt fuck cast. Day in the life. I was just out there buying Dr. Pepper. Just having a day, you know. Typical... Every day, work a day, blue collar, working class Ewan. So come on in. Hello, welcome, one and all in one. Come in, make yourself comfortable, take off your shoes, take off your socks, take off your trousers, your jeans, your pants. Take your underwear off while you're at it. Get naked. Go on, that's it. Yeah, there you go. Fucking get naked. That's it. Fucking take your clothes off, you fucking bitch. Yeah, there you go. That's it. Get naked. Get nice and naked for old Uncle Ewan. Yeah, there you go. Fucking take it off. Oh, yes. Get fucking naked, you fucking whore. Hi! Hey everyone. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all welly well. What is that? Is that a... I think that's a Clockwork Orange. Welly well. There's been some very large talk behind my sleeping back and no error. What's all this about a new way? It's part of the new way. There's to be no more picking on Dim. Have you seen Clockwork Orange? Everyone's seen Clockwork Orange. It's the best movie ever. It's so fucking good. Oh, it's so fucking bad. He sings that Singing in the Rain and then they all rape that woman. Oh, it's fucking great. Best movie ever. I love rape. Rape's fucking good. Oh, the things I say on my pun. Look, it's clearly Spyro the Dragon. Hi, I'm a dragon and my name's fucking Spyro, you bitch. Boo 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 boo. Ha! Hey! Waddle-dee-dee! Squiddle-dee-doo! Eat my ass and drink my poo. Do we need an orange? Will an orange benefit me in my drawing of a Spyro El Dragino? I don't know, this is a bit light, isn't it? I need something a bit darker. Well, this could work, I don't fucking know. Or care, I don't give a shit. I'll just draw this shit, I don't actually care about it. Hi! Yeah, I'll put effort into my content. Pfft, fuck you. This episode is dedicated to me. Me, because I'm bloody brilliant. It's not Ewan sucks anymore, it's Ewan's the fucking best. Fuck anyone who doesn't think so. You don't think Ewan's the fucking best? Then fuck off. I don't want you here. Well, I kind of do. I still want the numbers. Stay subscribed. Don't unsubscribe. And, just put my video on and mute it and go do something else. Because I still want the numbers. I still want it to look like I got friends and followers and viewers. So do that. Take your clothes off. Take your fucking clothes off. Like a good little slut. There you go. Nice and fucking naked. Is Ewan's sexually frustrated? Ewan's every kind of frustrated. About as frustrated as you get. Did you hear England won, apparently, in the sports game, the footballs game? They won against Germany, which apparently is relevant if you're a fucking... I was going to say gay. That's not fair to say. If you're a fucking mollusk, if you've got the brain of a fucking deep water slug creature, deep sea fucking mussel. It's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, football's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, football's coming home, it's coming home. Fucking, I told myself I wasn't going to do that this week. I was going to have a week free of that fucking, I won't call it a character, that voice, that fucking thing. There's no escape. It's there eternally. It never leaves. It's with us. Always. Will the dark grey work as an outline for this, or will I need a fucking black to-do-do? I think the dark grey could work just fine. I like the tip, because it's like a fine point tip, but it is kind of like a brush tip, almost. So last week, you might remember, I had talking points, and then I forgot every single fuck one of them. So I did the sensible thing and wrote the fucking things down. I remembered some of the things I meant to talk about, and there are a couple of other things I could talk about. So let's do that. Facts about purple. No, I have no facts. Purple is seen as a sign of royalty because the dyes are expensive, I guess. so only rich people could wear it. And that still kind of pervades to this day, where in general purple is seen as quite a lavish rich person colour. And you see a lot of, I don't know about other places, but in England a lot of like upper middle class, British Karens wear a lot of purple to show off how fucking lavish and fucking great they are. Good for bloody there. Topic number, what I've got a list. Oh shit, yeah. So I meant to do this, to at least mention it a few weeks ago. The 1st of June, which I guess is now going to be last month by the time this goes up, marks 3 years since I started doing podcasts. Obviously, I haven't done them every week because they used to be done sort of sporadically whenever I had the time during my day job and everything, But the first one, I checked out of complete curiosity, and I missed it by a few days, the actual anniversary date. And the first actual podcast episode I uploaded, Ewan Sucks, episode 1, was on the 1st of June 2018? I don't know, whatever 3 years is. It just said 3 years ago, it didn't say the date. Well, it said June. So I was like, oh fuck, I could have done something like a 3-year fucking celebratory, masturbatory, hey everyone, let's do a happy dance because of 3 years of whatever. And then I just didn't, because I kept forgetting to mention it. Ooh. But I mean, at the same time, it's like, it's cool that I've been doing this shit for 3 years, but I don't know if it's like, I don't know if it's worth celebrating as much as it is just to say, hey, this is a thing. It's cool. It's cool to know that I've been doing this shit for 3 years. But at the same time, I can't help but feel that, again, it's the same old thing of numbers don't matter and it's cool, you just do the thing you do and keep doing it, and if people like it, cool, and if they don't, man, fuck them. But I think deep down in my feely feels, in my souly soul and my feels, I would have liked to have seen more growth than I have seen. I have still, the fact that I've got over 2,500 subscribers on YouTube is great. That's cool. Not everyone can say that. Most people, in general, don't have, a couple thousand subscribers on you. That's cool. That's a thing. That's an achievement. In YouTube terms, in the grand scheme of the YouTubes, it's, I can't make money off of it, which isn't necessarily the point. But it just is what it is. It is a thing. And I think over the last couple of years, like I say, I would have liked to have seen a bigger growth, like the one on my balls. Get it? But like I say, it is what it is. I do have people. I am still gaining subscribers, not necessarily at the rate that would be ideal, but whatever. Maybe it'll be a slow burn. Maybe I'll become famous when I'm dead. Joy of joys. I like drawing these shapes for these sorts of characters. These kind of leg shapes and these pointy weird foot shapes and shit. That's a pleasing shape to me overall, that leg. And this one's okay. But I man, it's good shit. I haven't drawn a dragon in a while, so it's cool to draw a little funny cartoon video game dragon boy. So 3 years, man, I've been fucking doing this shit, blathering on about fucking God knows what, saying all kinds of vile shit. There was the Hitler speech. I was going to say that as well. I don't have it in me to do, but I'd love. I don't think I could really spare the time. If I was making more money, if I'd seen bigger growth and I was making more money, then I would have the time to put the effort in. What it would be cool to do is to go through every episode, over 100 podcasts that I've done, and pull out the best bits and put together a proper, decent, ewan best of podcast montage video. Oh, that'd be really cool. If anyone else wants to do it, feel free. You're welcome to try. Yeah, it would be really cool to do that. But that would take a lot. So I won't do it. I could do a bit more here. Don't know if that helped. So I was looking for a pink because I'm going to pinkify his mouth. Oh, cool. A Sharpie that's running out. What could be better than a fucking pen that's running out? Like my dad did. Get it? That's the Godzilla theme is one of my all-time favourite movie music pieces. I've said before my favourite film probably is The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. And one of the reasons for that is the soundtrack is phenomenal. Nick Cave is, a very, very well-known, very good musician who very much does his own thing, which is cool. He does the soundtrack for it, and it's amazing. It fits the movie so perfectly, and it's really atmospheric and cool. But the Godzilla. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. That's basically it. And then it goes into a slightly more orchestral kind of sounding. Topic number 2 that I've got to talk about. Gun Viking was featured on Cartoonist Kayfabe. Cartoonist Kayfabe is a channel run by a couple of professional cartoonists / comic book artists who they look at comic books. And what I really like about them is they don't just look at comic books of all kinds, old ones, new ones, obscure ones, well-known ones, whatever. But because they're cartoonists and they are comic book artists themselves, they look at these comics with a focus on the artwork and the people who make the artwork. And they talk about the art, the creation of it, good points about certain art and artists, bad points. So it's a really, I highly recommend their channel if you're into art and comic book art and all that kind of shit. It's really, really cool. I recommend it even more so because they fucking featured gun. So they have a PO box, a mailbox, all good content creators do. I've got one. Get in touch to know the address. And so occasionally they make videos where they'll just show stuff they've been sent. They're sort of mailbox episodes ago. Here's a bunch of stuff we've been sent. Sometimes they're sent, people's homemade comics, independent comics, some rare stuff people send to them, zines and things. There's some really cool stuff that gets sent. It's only seemed appropriate that I send them a copy of Gun Viking. So I did. And then... So they had one of those videos of showing, stuff they'd been sent. And I was like, oh, cool. I sent them Gun Viking a couple of weeks ago, so they might have a look at it. So I moved the cursor on the progress bar of the video to see, because it comes up with the thumbnail of what's currently showing. See if there was Gun Viking, Gun Viking, Gun Viking, Gun Viking, Gun Viking. And there wasn't. And I was really sort of like, no, I guess they're not going to... Maybe they didn't like it. Fine. And they didn't show it. But then, that was a few weeks ago, and then literally the other week, I woke up a bit later than usual, and I open my laptop, go on YouTube, and I see, Cartoonist Kayfabe have a new video. It's a new mailbox video, and I was like, I guess I'll see if they I was showing it, put my cursor on the progress bar, move it forward, Gun Viking, Gun Viking, Gun Viking! I saw it in the thumbnail, clicked on that fucking video, and they only gave it, because, you know, they look through a bunch of stuff they've been sent, so they're not going to spend too long looking at it and talking about it. It's not its own video. So they only spent like not even a couple of minutes on it. But I was pleased with the review. It made my day. Not really a review, just them looking at it. Let's watch it now. I'll watch it here. I'll put the actual video up on the thing. No.
Gun Viking by Ewan. You can find, I guess, more info at ewan.com. But this was another flipper for us where you guys send in one copy and you really threaten the team sometimes with this stuff. But definitely pops off the page. As soon as we started flipping through this, it was like, yeah, we're gonna have to flip the coin for it. Gun Viking. It kind of says it all, right?
Yeah, man. Listen, that's a good mashup. Is this what they call Fusion Comics, Jim?
Yeah, exactly. Fusion Comics had. This is what they call outlaw comics in color, just so being cool. Ripped to pieces.
And it's kind of the Corbin palette, man, where you have oranges, purples, all on the same page.
It's cartoony. It has some of that cartoony language, even though, you know, it has the big muscular super hero-like main character, but just getting in fights, some of them, you know, with monsters of the north, and always with the guns blazing. At one point, he gets his arms cut off. Look at that, with the mini helicopter gun a la Predator. And after he unloads it on him, then he just jumps up and beats him with it. It's good looking stuff, very fun, and it's, you know, it's graphic now. It's like, I don't know, 150 pages of full color painted art, although it might be full digital for all I know, and a nice section in the back of some extras and odds and ends. We like Gun Viking.
We like Gun Viking. I put it in my story on Spinstagram. I take that as high praise. They looked through it, they said, we like Gun Viking. That's pretty fucking cool. I guess I'll have to send them another copy since they fucking bitched and moaned that I only sent them one, so they had to sort of argue over who gets to keep it. You know, they could always have bought one, but they didn't. So fine, I guess I'll send them a copy. And they mentioned the cartoony bits, which I put in there on purpose because I did want it to have some like funny cartoony elements to it. They mentioned Corbin. He's a fucking great sort of well-known illustrator, comic book artist. So in terms of colour and stuff, Jim said full painted, but then wasn't sure if it was digital. Come on, get it together. It's obviously hand painted. And then he fucking throws out a spoiler. Oh, he gets his arms cut off. Fucking get your shit, Jim. What's the matter with you? Spoilers, man. Jesus, come on. But yeah, I was really, really stoked on that. That absolutely made my day to see that and to be able to watch that video. So that was a thing that happened. I meant to bring that up last week, but didn't because I'm a stupid dummy. But I'm also the fucking best. Ewan's the best. Let's go, Ewan. Ewan's the fucking big dick best. Let's take a look at it. This is Ballpoint Beauties by Frank Cho. Frank Cho is a renowned comic book artist, I believe. I don't know much about him, honestly. Most of what I know about him is from his ballpoint drawings of nude ladies that people tag me in on Instagram. They'll either send his posts to me or tag me in the comments of one of his posts and be like, oh, look, he does ballpoint nude drawings just like you do, you, and he's That voice is unnecessary. I'm too deep into it. Hey, look, Ewan, this guy does ballpoint drawings of nude female forms like you. I thought you might appreciate his artwork, so here's some of it for you to see. And I say thank you to those people. And I saw this book of his work, Ballpoint Beauties. Oh, it's all a bit sort of like niminy-piminy, kind of a little bit, I don't know, fine artsy for me. So, okay, well, let's just look through his book. Let's listen to me bitch and moan my stupid opinions, my negative opinions about other people's artwork. I mean, his drawings are great. I can't say anything other than that about the quality of his drawings. These fucking dinosaurs are cool. His forms are perfect. Oh, excuse bloody me. His shading is spot on. The way he captures lines and indentations and bulges and stuff in the flesh with a ballpoint pen, not an easy thing to do. And he does it well. Oh, that's cool. Nothing better than starting off a speech or something with the... Oh, Oxford English Dictionary defines a ballpoint pen as a pen having as the writing point a small rotating metal ball that inks itself by contact with an inner magazine. I get that, but at the same time, like, ugh, go away. Just fuck off. I don't need to be told what a ballpoint pen is. Fuck's sake. An introduction. Oh, regarding that subject, his interest in both the subject and the artistic style comes alive in the Ballpoint Beauties drawings you find in this book. Whatever. They're drawings of nude ladies. I do like when he adds in other stuff. Personally, I've tried, and I'm not too much a fan of the mixed media with the ballpoint as the main focus. For this works. It's a cool image. I'll say that. But personally, like, for me, this harsh black really doesn't work next to the gradients and the sort of lighter black, because it's almost impossible to get a solid dark black with a ballpoint pen. Even if you use layers and layers and layers, it's always got some kind of like lightness or lack of weight almost. So having this harsh, heavy black right next to it, it's a bit much for me. The drawings are fantastic. Again, the drawings are great. The forms and shit, the muscles, getting this line here, this little muscle line here and here, with a ballpoint pen, really, 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 really good stuff. Cool, very good. Does a little example of how he shades spheres. Rotate the paper and cross hatch. At this point, you start focusing on the light and shadows and the... Yeah, we get it. But, you know, this is relevant to me and what I do because, you know, let's see if I've got any... Oh, I have. Look, oh, here's a new one. Oh, bit rude. Vagina and anus. Because I draw shit like that. Here's another one. Face and bodies. I draw ballpoint nudes. So this book is relevant to me, what I do. There's no more up here. They're all somewhere else. It's quite cool to see how he builds the image. Pencils. He uses pencils, though. That's a bit of a, you know... What is he? Gay? I don't mean it. I'm just being an arsehole. It's really, really nice, but I'd prefer to see this red in a ballpoint. Even if it's just lines and not shading, I'd prefer to see the red in a ballpoint, because he's used some kind of like fine liner or a marker pen or something for the red. And for me, it's just too much of a contrast for it to be as pleasing as it could be. It's still good. It's a good image. I love the shape. The drapery is really, really well drawn. The body's almost perfectly captured. But it's just, for me, my opinion, a little bit too much of a contrast between the two mediums. Throws in some of this stuff. Whatever. And so, okay, so this is one problem I have with his artwork, other than the contrast of mediums, is how he does, like, it's not a bad way of doing it. It's just not to my personal tastes. He starts off with this grid, this very sort of basic grid. Lines vertical, lines horizontal, lines diagonal, to get like the mid-tone, which is completely fair and reasonable. Having a mid-tone to start with makes complete fuck sense. And then he goes in with sort of more curvature, lines following the curvature of the form in different ways, and it builds up the image, and it works. He gets it all in there. It's fine. It's perfect. Great. Cool. Great. Good. Very good. Good. Great. Good. But it's almost too perfect, which is like with mine. I tried to capture the form and the shading and shit. It is one, but it's a little bit. There's some somewhat uniform hatches here and there, but it's mostly the hatching is purely from following the form of the body. Whereas here you've got the hatching following the form of the body, but you also sort of underneath and in between it have these rigid lines throughout the whole piece, which for me is just a little bit of a letdown. It's not like I hate his artwork because of the grid that he uses. It's just a little bit of a letdown for the image as a whole. But again, the shadow here is gorgeous. He's captured like the light of the shoulder blades and the back muscles perfectly, almost too perfectly. And that's the thing, especially there's no reason you can't use ballpoint pens to try to create almost perfect works of art. Go ahead, do it, cool. But one of the things I love about ballpoint pens is how imperfect they are, and that you can make an image that's clearly imperfect but still has such a strong sort of visual appeal to it. Like that's gorgeous. I prefer, I think, the drawings of the dinosaurs around the body. But the gimmick, of course, is it's a body drawn in a ballpoint pen. But the body is almost too perfect and uninteresting compared to the cool dinosaurs around it. Which is another issue I kind of take with this particular collection of drawings, is that all of the bodies fit a certain type. They're all fairly slim girls, fairly busty girls, very well built, muscular, or fit at least. There's not much variation. There's not any like really, really skinny girls or really bigger girls. They all fit quite a standard kind of form, which is, I just hit my phone. Sorry if I ruined everything. It's not to say you shouldn't do that. You draw what you want, but it's just, I think for me, it's the combination of all of the forms being so similar, plus the grid that he uses for his mid-tone, and then there's the contrasted mediums. Like, I'd rather see all of this done in ballpoint. If it's red ballpoint or all in black ballpoint, I'd rather see that as an image than the red contrast. But then, it's his art. He's doing what he wants to do, creating the images he wants to create. And it does look good. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just for my personal tastes. And again, same kind of body shape. It's a very nice body shape. It's got good lines and good forms and stuff, and he captures it perfectly. That's cool. That's great. But it does get a little bit samey, There's not much variation. And that's, I don't give a shit about representation. I'm not saying he needs to represent more bigger girls and smaller girls, different body types. But it's just variation in image, just more interesting shit to look at instead of the same kind of body. Which is why I have an issue with if I've been sort of involved with a girl and she's gotten annoyed that I draw other girls. Like, it's happened a couple of times where the girl in question has had an issue or felt that now she and I are involved, I don't need to draw other girls because I can draw her whenever I want. But it defeats the whole purpose, because you don't draw naked people just for the fact that you're drawing naked people. You draw them to learn how to draw different sizes and shapes and body parts that fit together in different ways over different other body parts. Like the variation is the point. It does have these cool fold out bits, almost like pin-ups in a porno mag, which is quite cool. Again, I'm more interested in the drawings of dinosaurs because they're more difficult to draw properly than a female form, I'd argue. So yeah, it's you know, I get annoyed when girls get like that. I understand where the girls are coming from. It's like you're looking at other naked women or whatever, and it's like, ugh, yeah, but I'm drawing them as, you know, artwork. It's not. I'm not jacking off on their tits. Jesus. It's about variation. So this book is cool. This is a good book. It's a really good book. A really good collection of really good drawings. I will say that much. It's good. The drawings are good. However, for me, there's not enough variation in body type and some of the most interesting things. There's a couple of pieces where, like, the shadow in here is really, really good. I love dark here, light there. There's a really good sort of gradient across the image. And there was that one that I saw before. Back muscles are really difficult to draw, so when you see them done well, like this, that's really cool, quite impressive. There was that one there. I really love where you have like a line of shadow with light on either side of it. That's a really nice depiction of that there. Really, really well done. So there's a few select things in this book that stand out to me that are like brilliant. And this is quite cool where he's obviously doing like ballpoint studies from classic drawings. That's really nicely done. But yeah, for me, some of the most interesting things are like the dinosaurs or even the drapery. It's a really good way of capturing drapery. I'd almost rather look at a book of drapery, drawings of drapery in ballpoint pen or many, many different mediums. Again, the black is too heavy. It's too sharp a contrast for me. Personally, it's a personal taste issue. Just the same bodies. Very similar breast size, similar body type. I don't know if he's drawing from the same model again and again or whatever, but like, don't. Draw bigger girls, smaller girls. Draw girls with fucking missing limbs and shit. This heavy black works a bit better for me, but you can see that it is actually inked. With the hatching and stuff, it works a bit better. But even so, like, this just irks me. It just makes me feel uncomfortable almost. And it's not like a trauma thing, but it does pull me back to when I'd draw as a kid with ballpoint pens and then be like, okay, now I want the background to be black, so I'll use a black marker and I'll fill in the background with a marker. And there was just too much of a difference between the background and the subject that I drew as a kid that I was just like, I hated what I'd created because of the contrast. It can still be a really good image, be a really nicely drawn picture. And one of my favourite things about this book is that he does show the steps. That's one thing I feel I should do more of, is take pictures or scan or even videos of more of my nude drawing processes. Because it's usually, you know, you see I draw them so small because usually I'm using my phone as reference, so the image is only this big, so I draw it that big because that's what I'm looking at. So I can do a picture like that in under an hour, so it doesn't you know, sort of what's the word? It doesn't occur to me to keep a record of each step of the drawing because I'm just like, well, I'll get it done quick, so I'll just finish it. But it's cool to see. Even if I don't like the grid he uses, it's good to see him pencil drawing, do the grid, the mid-tone, and then start filling it in, and then you use the thing, and it's cool. It's so ugly. fucking grid, man. And yet it's far less ugly and less noticeable here, but there's just something about it that feels static to me. I don't know. Very good drawings, though. They're fucking killer drawings. I don't mean to poo-poo it. They're really fucking good drawings. His impeccable capturing of form and light, musculature, shape and curvature and shit. He does the faces really well. That's really difficult to do, which is why I usually don't. It's why I do shit like that. Fuck it. Because I've said 100 million times, you fuck up the face, you fucked up the whole drawing. So don't draw the face. But he does that really well, so that's impressive. I'm impressed and blown away by his ability to do that. That's something I've got to work on myself. Maybe I will. Maybe I fucking won't. But, you know, get some fucking variety. I did read through these briefly. I kind of hate all of these. I don't recognise any of these names. But, like, remember when Frank Frazetta reignited the legitimacy of pencil drawings back in the 90s? No. Well, Frank Cho has now done this. Of course, I was a child. So Frank Cho has now done the same with ballpoint pen. These works of art are actually a meditation of excellent craftsmanship, proving again that a simple tool in the hands of a true master can be as powerful as any. Okay, that's fine. But a lot of people do a lot of really fucking impressive artwork with ballpoint pens outside of this circle of Frank Cho. So I'm sure people have seen his stuff and been inspired by it, but like ballpoint art is almost its own thing. It's like there's oil painting, there's watercolours, there's pen and ink drawing, there's pencil done by Frank Frazetta, apparently. And ballpoint pen does have its own sort of like culture of people that do it. And I don't believe that Frank Cho is some sort of trailblazer of that. I feel like he's part of it. He has a part in it. He's doing stuff. Show us sounds with the it's absolutely mesmerising to watch a master perform magic using the most humble of tools. Again, that's too like fucking fine art way of being like, oh, he takes a mere ballpoint pen and creates these grandiose artwork, and it's just like, come on, I've been doing that shit literally since I was a kid, and it's never been like, oh my god, he does all of that with a ballpoint pen. It's like, I'm just drawing with the pens I've got, and I happen to have gotten, I guess, good at it because I've done it for so long. What's the other one? Oh yeah, Frank has a tremendous sense of anatomy, proportion and volume and elegant line, and yet for some reason he accidentally drew all of these with a common ballpoint pen. Must remember to send him some new drawing pens. I hate that. That's the first one I read. I read that completely by accident. I turned the book over and happened to read this first and was like, ugh, fuck that. He accidentally drew all these with a common ballpoint pen. Like, he's supposed to be drawing with real drawing pens, with micron fucking 0.35 millimeter tip drawing pens that cost £8 each. But instead, he slipped and decided for some obscure, bizarre reason to use, a big ballpoint pen. What an absurd idea. His line works and his sense of anatomy and proportion and volume are brilliant, excellent, marvellous, wondrous, masterful. But he uses a ballpoint. Don't worry, I'll send him some real pens like a real artist. Like, fuck you. I get that's probably out of context and he might be saying it tongue-in-cheek, and it's just like, he does all this and with ballpoint pen. That's cool. Outside of people who you might expect to draw with pen and ink or this or that, brush pens, he draws with ballpoint pen. But it's worded in such a way that I just think, fuck you. accidentally. Oh, I must remember to send him some new drawing pens! Exclamation mark. Fucking fuck off. He does cool shit with a ballpoint pen, which is a perfectly legitimate tool to fucking draw with. Fuck off. I never would have guessed he'd wrestle an office supply into something so beautifully finished. Where are the ink blobs? It's just... See, what I want to do now is get hold of Flesk, a publisher that I've never heard of, and try to get them to publish my book of ballpoint nudes, which needs publishing. It needs to be officially published. I don't want to put that book out myself because I want it to be like high-grade, professional-level-looking book. So maybe I can get in touch with these people and be like, listen, 2019, you put out this book by Frank Cho. It's cool, all well and good, but have you considered that my drawings are way better than his? I'm pretty happy with that Gengar. I didn't really talk about it as I was drawing it because, I was talking about things I hadn't talked about previously. So I got that one out there whilst I could. Other topics. Let's see. What else is there? Here's one. David Cho. This is a recent topic that I'd written down to talk about. I don't have too much to say. So he's had his new show be released. I had a friend offer me their Hulu account, and I was going to watch it on that because that's the platform it's been released on. But it wasn't working because I guess their account is registered to a different country and it wouldn't let me log in as that friend. Then I tried to set up my own account. I figured, whatever, I'll do the free account, the free trial, and then I'll cancel or whatever. And it wouldn't let me make an account, probably because I tried to log in as someone else. I don't know. So I haven't seen the Cho show. And I only really want to watch it because I want to confirm if my suspicions of it are correct. I understand what it is and what it isn't, that it's old footage and it's him talking to people that, as he paints them, and he gets all emotional and it's good to do, and that's just how he talks to people and how he pulls this stuff out of them and really understands them as people and whatever. But then in the trailers, like, the people he's talking to, which I understand, if you're going to make a show, it has to have pull. There's got to be people in there that people want to watch a show of. So it's like celebrities. It's him, David Cho, now as basically a celebrity artist, talking to his celebrity friends about like emotions and past trauma and stuff. And like Kat Von D is in there, and I just could not give a fuck about fucking Kat Von D and anything from her past or her present or whatever. I just don't give a shit about any of them. Like, it's the whole thing of, art is for people who aren't fucking multi-millionaires. Like, the art or the fine art world is the opposite, because it's all buying and selling and avoiding taxes and all kinds of shit. But art is supposed to be for people who don't have anything else. You make art to fucking get through shit, to express this fucking pain of nothingness, this loss or whatever. And then you've got these multi-millionaires sitting in the home of another multi-millionaire painting and talking about emotions and trauma and depression and anxiety. Which, talk about all of that stuff. It's all very good and important to get it out there. But it's just, those people, they have everything they need to cope with, that they can afford to buy all the therapy they want. And that you can argue, well, money isn't the issue. Well, then fucking get rid of your money, use your money, do something with it to like build something. Don't just spend it on stuff. Build shit to help people. Don't just have more stuff. you can afford therapy, you can afford to change your life in any way you want. If you're experiencing difficulty because of past trauma, you can afford to deal with it. And that's, most people can't. So it just bugs me hearing about millionaires talking about, trauma and past experiences and depression and mental illness. And it's like, yeah, cool, but there are hundreds of millions of people who suffer the same shit and can't do anything about it. And they just have to listen to millionaires talk about it and then go home to their mansions and have fucking fine food made for them and whatever else. And it's just like I don't know. I say all this with the disclaimer that I haven't seen the Cho Show. I don't know if I want to watch it, other than just to see if it is something I'm going to hate because of all of what I've just said. Because there's every reason for me to believe it will be that I won't enjoy it. Even if it's good, I probably wouldn't enjoy it on purpose. I'd try specifically not to enjoy it because I have this preconceived idea of what it is. So I'm going to go, oh, this is going to be shit. I'm not even going to bother giving it my time. I don't give a fuck. It might be really good. And, plenty of the reviews are saying, oh, it's not what you think it is, and it's this deep emotional thing, and he builds a connection, and you get to see these vulnerable people, all these people you wouldn't think would be vulnerable. And I don't give a fuck about celebrities or anything they have to say. Like, they're people who have a job, that's it. Their job just happens to be fucking acting in a movie or whatever, and they make a lot of money because movies make a lot of money. Their opinion is so not valid. It's like when the news goes on the street and goes, oh, let's get the opinion of some guy who's like a plumber or a builder or whatever. Let's get his opinion on fucking Brexit or whatever. And it's like, it's so irrelevant. It doesn't matter. The fact that he's a plumber or whatever, it doesn't matter. But he just has no, fucking, I don't know. Or if anything, when it comes to Brexit and stuff, people like that, they should be heard because it affects them in negative ways. So, but just these fucking celebrities, and Kat Von D is so I talk all the time about how you can, I feel personally, you absolutely can tell a person's personality or get a good sense of a person's personality based on how they look. Sometimes literally just their face or how they carry themselves. People just have a bad look to them. Every single person, I swear, that's been accused of some bullshit, fucking sexual assault, raping women, or just being a piece of shit, killing a baby. Almost every picture I've seen of someone who's been found guilty of murdering a child looks like a person who would murder a child. And you can say, oh, you can't judge someone based on that because you never... There is something, I swear. This is my version of astrology. Astrology is a big pile of shit. It's all fucking nonsense. It's made up. And these same people, you want to say gender is a social construct. Yeah, well, so is fucking time, so are calendars, so is, the dates, so is astrology. That's a social construct, but apparently that's one you don't mind fucking joining and saying, oh no, this is cool, this is a fine social construct because it helps me understand a bunch of made up shit. It's all a social construct, and it's all fucking baloney and lies and nonsense. But this is my version of astrology. This is me believing something that might not be true, but I hold firm that it absolutely is a thing, that you can completely tell what someone's going to be like based on them, by looking at them, their appearance, how they carry themselves, the facial, not structure necessarily, but how they hold their face and their expressions and stuff. And that's not to say like people who have resting bitch face are bitches, because they're often not. they just have a face that hangs in a certain way. But there just is. I know there is something there that, like, you can absolutely look at some of these people. Every photo I've seen of a police officer who's been an absolute piece of shit, who's abused all of his power in the worst possible ways, looks exactly like the sort of person who would be a police officer who would abuse their power in the most awful kind of ways. They look like the sort of guy who would go home and beat their wife, or, you know, murder a person of colour on the street because they have a little bit of power and they're using that to their own evil ends. They absolutely look like the sorts of people that would do that. So that's my beliefs, that's my believies. And so the thing with Kat Von D for me is not to say she looks like an evil, nasty person. She looks like kind of a cunt, but mostly she just looks annoying as fuck. And there's that too, is that certain people just look really fucking annoying. Like, if you were to spend any real amount of time with them, they'd be really fucking annoying to be with and talk to. And the very small amount I've seen of Kat Von D talking, because I don't pay attention to her or what she does, but the very small amount I have happened upon and seen, I feel vindicated in feeling how I feel, because I feel like she is annoying as fuck. And I couldn't give two shits about her opinions on things, about her fucking emotional state or whatever. She's got all the money in the world. If you're having issues with emotions or whatever, take your money, disappear for a bit and deal with your issues. You are absolutely in a position to do that. There's no need whatsoever for you to fucking flaunt it in front of other people. You can argue that, you know, for some people, seeing celebrities deal with this, it makes them realise, oh, they're just like me, and everyone deals with this shit, and it is possible to get through this and make millions and millions of dollars and whatever. But, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just fucking hate celebrities. And that's why I sort of have grown to have some sort of distaste or distrust of David Cho, because I feel like he hasn't necessarily become that, but, you know, now he's famous, all his friends are famous people, and it's just like, oh, great. Let's go listen to famous people, talk to famous people who all have all the money in the world to fix their problems and many other people's problems, and they just don't. Oh, I'm sure they give to charity and they do help here and there, but ultimately, fucking whatever. But of course, if you're an artist and you are trying to get a TV show where you just talk to just people who aren't famous and don't have loads of money, that show's not going to get picked up and be made into a show, because no one wants to see it. The network executives aren't going to greenlight that show, because they'll be like, well, who wants to fucking... Well, I say that. There's a show called Gogglebox. I've never watched it. I fucking won't. I don't watch television. I'm above television. Where you're literally watching people watch television. You're watching common people watch and react to television. It's the most asinine fucking thing. I don't get it. I mean, I get it. I understand how it's a thing, but I just fucking... Oh, I wasn't expecting that to turn into such a negative talking point. Which actually, it does kind of lead me on to my next talking point I see on my listy list here, is I feel like I'm not funny anymore. Can you believe it? Well, see, because every now and again, someone will comment on like an old Ewan Sucks podcast or something and be like, haha, that bit thingy something was really funny. I like what you said about something. And, you know, I've made so many videos and said so much shit. I don't know what they're talking about. So sometimes I'll click on the video that they're commenting on and try and find the bit they're talking about. And sometimes I'll watch it and I'll laugh and I'll be like, this is fucking funny. I'm fucking funny. Wow. I'll actually watch my own shit and find it hilarious. Not all the time, but sometimes. But I feel like it's just the passage of time. You grow, you change your thoughts and ideas and opinions, and ways of behaving change, so it is what it is. But I feel like I used to be a lot funnier than I am now. Occasionally on one of these things, I'll manage to make something funny somewhere, somehow. But I feel like I'm a lot less funny than I used to be, and it bugs me. I think, what happened? Where's funny Ewan? What happened to that guy? And it might not be the case, but I obviously recently, having been through varying degrees of therapy and actively on my own trying to work on myself and better myself, and I am probably far healthier now, mentally and physically, than I used to be, even sort of a year or 2 years ago. So that's cool, but I am now in the predicament where you hear it a lot. It's almost cliche, but like you think, well, if I get better, if I get healthy, what if I stop being me? What if I lose that sort of spark that makes me me? And I feel like I might actually be in that predicament currently of like, I'm getting healthy, but like, am I getting boring? Fuck. I don't want to act like I'm trying too hard either. I don't want it to appear that like I'm clearly trying to be, over the top and funny, because you can spot that, I feel like I used to be a lot funnier, and now maybe I'm not. Oy vey. And maybe that's not the case. Maybe it's a personal thing that I just feel that way because I see it from a different angle to how other people see it. I go, oh, I don't feel like I'm not as funny as I used to be. And then I bitch and moan about celebrities for 10 minutes. I think, oh, why aren't I funny? Oh, well, fuck, a celebrity's a piece of shit and everyone should listen to me and not to them. But that's, art made by mentally well people can be good, but it's rarely... Not that that kind of art is rarely good, but I don't know, maybe it's lacking. Which is also not fair to say, because, it's quite a funny thing of like... Van Gogh painted one of his most beautiful, well-known pieces of artwork from the window of a mental asylum, which just goes to show that mental illness is this spark and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, he cut off part of his ear. He fucking cut his ear off because of some argument with some guy and then sent it to some bird. He wasn't well. He clearly wasn't well. Give the guy a break and imagine what he could have done if he was well. If he, I feel that a lot of the time of like, if I can achieve a lot, I can get a lot done. I can put the work in and I can make shit, get shit done. But imagine what I would be capable of if I wasn't so fucking sad all the time. If I had it in me to just be like, fuck yeah, today I'm going to kill it. Let's get shit done. But now, if I'm going to be all like mentally well, am I just going to be like, yeah, I guess I'll get some drawing done today. Does anyone want a commission? No, nobody, because they're all old and boring and stale now? Oh, okay, yeah, I understand. No, that's totally fine, yeah, I get it. It's fair, it's reasonable. Fucking shut up. Hi, welcome to the podcast. I hope you enjoy it. Look, it's lumpy space prontos. Stick her in there. I'll stick it in her. Ooh, I'd fuck her lumps. Go on, son, get in. Fuck her weird lumpy space body. Go on, son, get in. Get away, good book. That's such an easy character to do, and I feel like I can be funny with it, but I feel like it's absolutely a crutch. Maybe some people are going, oh, is he going to do the funny geezer voice today? Oh, is he going to be a fucking geezer? Talk about fucking football and how he's trying not to be perceived as gay, even though he's clearly a big raging fucking homosexual. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I just don't want it to be obvious amongst my peers because I fear they will make fun of me because I'm so weak I give in to peer pressure even though I'm a grown fucking adult. Or is he going to say something original and entertaining? Or is he going to maybe give some art tips and talk about something fucking interesting? Is he going to be useful for once in his fucking life? No is the answer to that question. Is he going to be useful? No. The doy. What's the matter with you? I still haven't talked about Community. I'll get to that. I'll do a special episode where all I do is talk about the show Community. That'll be fun. That'll be an interesting episode. So yeah, I want to be funny. I don't want to rely on crutches. Like a disabled person, because all disabled people are shit. I don't mean that. Or do I? With all of my talk of like, you can absolutely tell what people are like. You can tell if they're absolute fucking assholes and pieces of bullshit. Piles of fucking wank balls just by looking at them. Like every video of a Karen, the Karen, even when they're not acting like a Karen, looks like the sort of person who would do that shit. I swear. It's never like, I've never once looked at them and been like, oh, but they look so nice. It's always been, they look like a piece of shit. They look like they'd be really fucking annoying. Their husband is probably fucking sick of them. They go, oh, he spends all his time outside in the shed. It's so weird. He comes home and he's just in his shed all night, and then I barely see him. He goes to bed after I'm already asleep. He wakes up before I'm awake. Oh, I don't know what it is. It's so strange. Oh, it couldn't possibly be you. He feels trapped and stuck in a fucking loveless marriage with an absolute sweltering great cunt of a wife. And you know, men are awful too. I'm not saying women are bad and men hate them. It's true, but you know, there are male Karens. They exist. They're called cocks. They're called fucking geezers, mate. Oi, get in, my son. I ordered my fucking chips 10 minutes ago and they're still not fucking here. What the fuck are you doing? You pricks, you don't know how to fucking run a restaurant. What the fuck are you doing, you foreign stupid fucking bastard? Fuck you. I didn't come to fucking France to have some frog-faced fucking cunt not bring me my food when I fucking order it. You stupid, useless fucking prick. You French fucking prick. Fuck you. I didn't come to your country to act like a fucking arsehole in front of your whole fucking race of people just for you to be a fucking dick to me because I'm a fucking stupid, worthless piece of fucking shithead meat brain, fucking wank face, cock ass, fucking ball bag licking, double fucking cock sucking, ram in my arsehole, cum on my face, piece of shit. Oh, yeah. And that's the colour purple. Sorry, I should have actually... I didn't finish the thought. I got carried away. I was going to say, with all of my talking about being able to tell people are piles of garbage by looking at them, I do wonder, how do I appear? Because I have tried before to look in a mirror and try to look sort of objectively at myself. Would I come across as a piece of shit? Would someone look at me and be like, oh, he looks like he's going to fucking murder a baby? Or he looks like a big racist dickbag with his shaved head. What a cock. You know, it's just something I wonder. And I don't worry about it, but it's definitely a thought. You know, because you can't really perceive yourself in that way, because you can only ever... Even if you look at yourself, pictures or reflections or whatever, it's the same as looking at a drawing. You can't really... It's hard to say how good or bad a drawing is that you've done because you've sort of looked at it for too long, so it just is what it is. So it's hard to look at it. It's hard to look at yourself with that kind of sort of objective, you know, whatever. But yeah, it's just a thought that I had of am I a piece of shit? And the answer is yes.